Hi, this is Nate Peterson. I'm with group number 5. Group number 5 also, we have Lucas Rogers and Tyler Randall in addition to myself. And today we will be presenting on chapter 3 in the book, The Second Way, which is the principles of feedback. And we'll just get started off talking about what are the principles of feedback. Principles of feedback comprise working safely within a complex system, seeing problems as they occur within our systems, and then if a problem occurs, we have to swarm the problem and solve it quickly. And then once we have a problem solved, we have to learn from it. And then by learning from it, we can push our quality, our newly learned quality closer to the source. And then we can optimize for downstream work centers at the end of this, the principles of feedback process. So starting off, working within complex systems. So what is a complex system? Complex system is something, any type of system, whether it's a manufacturing system, product manufacturing, or technological. It's something, a system that is complex, obviously, and it's a system that defies any single person's ability to see the system as a whole and understand exactly how all those pieces fit together. Complex systems, therefore, are unpredictable. Talk about a complex system like the 3 Mile Island crisis, the nuclear crisis happened many years ago. It was determined by a study that 3 Mile Island nuclear crisis was impossible for anyone to understand or predict how the reactor would behave in all those circumstances that it could possibly come up against. And so these are unpredictable systems. So can we design a perfectly safe complex system? It's probably not entirely possible for anybody to do that, but we can go so far as to manage our development processes in those systems in the value streams so that we can design safety measures to and to reveal problems as they occur. And like we talked about, swarming problems if a problem does occur. And by swarming problems, we can also figure out how to solve those problems quickly the next time. And we can also empower people by leadership creating new leaders in these types of situations. And so seeing problems as they occur, we have to constantly test the design and the operations of our complex system. And we always have to keep these goals in mind about being out to market sooner, make it faster, make it less expensive, and be clear on the feedback that we're receiving from our downstream counterparts in the value stream. We have to create feedback and feed-forward loops, because without feedback, without immediate feedback from the downstream members of our value stream, we would not be able to create a better system. It just wouldn't be possible in the time that's allowed. We have to have that information freely flowing throughout the value stream, from everywhere from development to quality to operations and back again. It's a complete circle that has to go through. And if we have a problem that is in the system, then we have to find it quickly, because the sooner it's found, the easier it is to fix before it moves downstream. And this will prevent problems from occurring a second time or again in the process. So how do we do that? We swarm the problem as it comes up. Swarming the problem gets everybody involved. Everybody that's in a stakeholder in the value stream, whether it's development, operations, quality, everybody has to take responsibility for their area of expertise. Swarm a problem if it occurs and solve it quickly. And this prevents the problem from worsening as it goes downstream. And it prevents problems from bringing new errors. It prevents, requires less time to fix problems, and it enables learning amongst the team. So that anytime these problems occur, they can be fixed easily the second time, because more than likely problems are going to occur again. But if we learn from our mistakes, we can solve it quickly the next time. And we have to push quality closer to the source. And by pushing quality closer to the source, we are empowering everybody in the value stream to take their responsibility to be responsible for their areas of quality. From a development perspective, you have to think of whoever's next to you downstream in the value stream as your customer, right? So operations is my customer as a developer. Quality is my customer as a developer, not just the end user of the product. And so we have to make those our goals, but there are ineffective quality controls, and those ineffective things are requiring other teams to do tasks that could be easily automated, or requiring people to approve things that there isn't really necessary or not that they're involved in. And we have to be aware of creating documentation that might become obsolete very quickly. And then we also have to make sure that we're not sitting on large batches of work waiting for approvals or other processes before they can be moved into the next area of the value stream. And so we have to be responsible for our own areas of quality, we have to, as a developer or quality engineer or a operations engineer, we all have to make sure that quality is our number one priority in our realm of responsibility. And this lets us do everything quickly on our own schedule and provide feedback as we're able to perform these quality tests, and so that everybody is involved and everybody knows what's going on. We share that responsibility with other teams. And so we have to optimize this work for the downstream work centers, which is the next person to you in the value stream. We have to design our parts and processes so that the finished goods, or the finished software product can be created with the lowest cost, the highest quality, and the fastest flow to the end user or your consumer. And but we always have to think as a development staff of our customers being either internal or external. So like I mentioned before, our internal customers are those who sit downstream from us in the value stream. In other words, my quality engineers are my customer, and my operations staff is my customer. So you have to develop for their needs in addition to the needs of your end user. And of course, then there's the end user, who is the consumer of your product or service. And in conclusion, it's important that we create fast feedback loops and feed-forward loops, and these things are critical to achieving the highest quality, the best reliability, and the most safety in the system. And how do we create that? We see problems as they occur, swarm them, solve them quickly, build the knowledge we learn from swarming those problems so that we can fix them easier the next time they occur. And we push that quality closer to each source, so everybody's responsible for their own quality in the value stream. And we're always optimizing for the person that next sees the product. And with that, I'd like to say thanks for listening and have a good evening.